In this video discussion, I would like to talk about the sexual energy. As we become more sensitive, intuitive, we begin to see the auric field of other individuals, not only of ourselves, but of other individuals. For example, I like to go out, and sometimes I go to parties or social gatherings, and I've noticed that I can see women in men's auras. And my mother and I sometimes play this game of we like to look into guys' auras and see the women that they've been with. And basically using our intuition, we can kind of tell the stories that play out when it comes to these men and the women in their aura. Okay? So what does that mean? Sometimes we can, what we call, collect energy of other people, particularly sexual energy. Now, for men, it's more prominent in their aura, meaning I can see it, the energy of the women, the sexual partners they've been with. Now, for women, it's a little different. I don't necessarily see in their aura their sexual partners that they've had. So I'm going to give you all a meditation so you can clear out the sexual energy. Because what happens for men when they accumulate or have a lot of women in their aura, basically they become insensitive. And insensitive men are not trustworthy. So those sensitive men who tend to have a lot of women in their aura, they can't attract what they would consider the right women. Because the right woman is not trusting of them. Because when a man is insensitive, he loses his character. And what is a character? A character is consistent and committed. And what we say, the right woman for these men is not interested in a man who is not consistent or committed. Because consistency and commitment is also discipline. And men who are also insensitive tend to be emotional. You notice as women, you know, these men with a lot of women in their aura tend to be very emotional, okay? So an emotional man is a very moody man, and a very moody man is definitely not a consistent or committed man. And that's what happens when men participate in what we call the woman in the aura, where there's just a bunch of miscellaneous women in their aura. Basically, they lose their respect. Respect for self and respect for other. And when you lose a sense of respect as a man, that is your character. That's what makes you trustworthy. And women, we are naturally intuitive. Either we practice meditation or not, it is in all women's inherent ability to be intuitive. So the right woman, we could say, for men, can just kind of sense it, that man doesn't really have respect for himself or respect for others. And without respect, there is no character. And without character, there is no consistency or commitment. And therefore, relationship becomes just a bunch of moods. And that a woman doesn't want to deal with a bunch of moods, okay? Of the man's mood and that, and emotional and that, and just an emotional all over the place, okay? So that's what happens to men when they get what we call dirty sexual energy. Dirty sexual energy. Now, for women, it's a little bit different. For women, they lose their sense of worth. When women have a lot of sexual partners in their aura, which again is not very prominent as it is in men, because for some reason men like to collect energies of women in their aura, okay, and that also creates a lot of emotional confusion and scatteredness for men. But for women, it's not so much they're accumulating or hoarding energies from men, because women are such powerful generators of energy that they don't really need to collect other people's sexual energy to basically benefactor their own energy. Because women are they're just so much energy, just so much generating all the time. So that's why I feel women don't have a lot of men in their auras. But what happens is a woman loses her self-worth. And when a woman loses her self-worth, it becomes difficult for a woman to attract what she really wants and needs in a relationship. Because for women, the attraction, particularly in attracting a man with a good character, a man who's consistent and committed, it has to do with our self-worth. Our self-worth. That's what receives a respectful man who respects himself and respects others. So for this meditation, it's just 3 minutes, but it can move that energy that we have, particularly for men. So the man who tends to lack intuition, which is this point right here, we could say the third eye, or we could say the 6th chakra. Now, when men they're not using their intuition whatsoever, okay? They're not using their intelligence whatsoever, cultivating a level of intelligence. All of that energy goes down into the 2nd chakra, which is the sex chakra, the sex energy. So what we want to do is we want to balance out these 2 chakras. For men, particularly, we want men to cultivate intuition, like intelligence. Okay, that's kind of what it is, an intelligence or a knowing. Okay, intelligence. And for women, particularly, women are naturally intuitive, but we want to bring a sense of self-worth into the 2nd chakra or the sex chakra, because a woman with self-worth is very much a creative manifester. Okay, we talk about creative manifester. For a woman particularly, is a woman who is able to attract what she needs and wants from a man very easily. And without that sense of self-worth, for women it becomes like it becomes a game of either bending or manipulating or neediness that a lot of women can have. And that neediness is simply, you're not getting what you want, but you're needing something, but you're not getting what you want, so it's creating this dilemma within women. You notice that in women? Where they're very needy, they're very clingy to men, but they're not getting what they want, but they still clingy. That's the dilemma when we have low self-worth. We are attracting men who basically continue to validate our low self-worth in you know, our sexual exchange, but at the same time we're not getting what we need, because what a woman needs is consistency and commitment, and that's a character. That's a character that a man gives, not a mood, not an emotion. It's a character, and a character is respectful, and a character is respected. Okay? And trustworthy because he has a character, because he's consistent and committed. That's trustworthy. Okay, but when a woman is not able to attract that, because when we lose our self-worth, we don't feel like we're worthy to have that. And as a woman, when we don't feel worthy, that automatically cuts us short. It cuts us short of what we're capable of receiving. Okay, capable of receiving. So for a woman, the neediness that women have, the attaching to men, it simply has to do is we really want something. Women, we're always energetic. We're always generating energy. We're always wanting to be creative. We always want to nurture, because that's just also our inherent gift. We want to nurture. But when we're not getting what we want, that's when we get really needy, because we just keep pining and pining and pining and pining and calling, because we're wanting something. We're hoping that we'll get it by calling and doing all these things and nurturing and doing all these things and doing all these things for this person. So that's kind of what happens. A woman energy that's generating a lot of energy is being given to a man who doesn't have a character and therefore doesn't know how to give. He doesn't have anything to give, because with no character, you don't really have anything to give except your mood and your emotion. So what we want to do is do this 3-minute meditation, and then we're going to do a breath work after that is also 3 minutes. And that's really going to help us elevate our sexual energy, clear out our sexual energy, like I said, for men, so that we don't have women in our aura and then become insensitive and then be very emotional and at the same time emotionally checked out and emotionally just not very respectful of self and other. And yes, and for women, we can elevate our self-worth so we're not inviting into our lives a man with no character, and therefore just at the end of the day doesn't give us what we want and doesn't make us feel good about ourselves. Okay, so you're gonna have your feet planted firmly on the ground. Okay, firmly on the ground. And this is called Sakriya for any of you guys who would like to research it. So, hands up, you're gonna have your thumb, your left over right, if you're a woman, and man, right over left, okay? So you're going to have them up by the ears, you're going to have kind of your rib cage stretching, your armpits stretching, everything is kind of stretching, elongating. So you have this above the head, your hands you're pressing your palms together like this, pressing them tight. And you're going to repeat after me, so we're going to go Sut Nam. And when you do Sut, you're pulling your sex organ, rectum, and navel up. So this is good particularly for men who just so much sex energy, just so much, okay? This will help you to move it up the chakras, move it into other parts of your chakras. So instead of just sex all the time, you can begin to be more intuitive, be more intelligent, be more expressive, be more creative, because there's other things besides sex that our energy can be used for. Okay, that actually can create more balance in our auric field rather than an imbalance, okay? So you just close your eyes, focus inward, and we're going to start now. Sut, nam, sut, nam, sut, nam, sut, nam, sut. So, sut, squeeze in, nam, kind of relax, sut. So really squeeze belly button to spine. Sut, nam, 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 sut, Nam 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 Sut, Nam. Inhale, squeeze everything up and in. Sex organ, rectum, navel, belly button, spine. Stretch the armpits, the rib cage, chin is tucked in, spiral the energy up, visualize white energy, the root chakra, the second chakra, third chakra, fourth chakra, the heart, the throat chakra, the third eye, the crown chakra, up, 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 all around white energy, purifying, detoxifying, cleansing your aura so that your aura is radiant, able to attract, to receive what you truly want and wish for in this particular life. Exhale, inhale, squeeze everything in, clear out all of the dirty, foul things that we naturally attract in this world. Clear it out so you can have a clear vision, so that you can have a clean life, so that you can have what it is that truly is fulfilling. Exhale, inhale. Exhale. Open the energy. There you go. It's very simple. It's only 3 minutes. So if we can't do 3 minutes, then I think we're too far gone. So then we're going to place the right hand on the third eye, and I have my left hand. I have it here below the belly button. And it's kind of like we're cupping. We're just going to do long, deep breathing. So we're focusing on the energy. We're balancing the energy between the second chakra and the sixth chakra, which represents our sex energy as well as our intuition. So when these two are balanced, between the distribution of energy is equalized, we can tend to be more balanced. We're sexual, we're intuitive, we're not overly sexual, okay? We're totally in balance, and we're not so intuitive where we're very disconnected from our primal instincts or just humanness. Visualize the red energy, the second chakra, the red, the orange, yellow energy. Visualize the lavender, magenta, indigo energy at the third eye. Visualize the distribution of energy equalizing in your head and in your gut. Hold the breath. Press the tongue on the upper palate. Feel the energy equalizing in the second and the sixth chakra. Squeeze in Mulabandha, sex organ, navel, belly button to spine. Send healing energy to the sex organ. Balance your sex energy. As a woman, sex energy is your sacred energy. It is your womb. It is your temple for which creativity can flow into and out of. When our womb is sacred, in a sacred temple that is clean and clear, we can receive creativity in and out of our womb. It is to be cherished, it is to be nurtured, it is to be cared for by the highest love of ourself. Exhale, inhale, and focus on the third eye for men particularly. Your intuition, it is your intelligence, it is your brain, it is your ego. When you balance your ego through intelligence, through wisdom, through knowledge, through experience, through understanding, through sensitivity, you become a man of character. You become a man who is revered. Exhale. Inhale. And just focus on the heart as the energy of the sex and the energy of the intuition come together in the heart. Your greatest energetic electromagnetic field of attraction. Exhale. Okay. So there you go. So you could feel some energy at the frontal lobe as energy is being is swirling or moving around in this area, which is a good thing. And you can also feel energy swirling around at the second chakra, which is also a good thing. So we're equalizing, creating a nice flow and harmony between the two. So we're not overusing one or the other and feeling too intuitive where we can't handle the more humanness of life, such as, you know, providing shelter, food, those kinds of things, socializing. And if we're too sexual, we don't really have the clarity of thought, and then sex becomes meaningless and miscellaneous, and then it lacks depth, and it lacks sensitivity, and it lacks purpose. Okay? And that's what happens for a lot of men. Without intuition, sex lacks purpose. It becomes just an animalistic act with no sensitivity, with no character, with no respect. And such things, men cannot be revered. And the greatest thing for a man's ego, which is the intelligence, is to be revered. But men are revered for their character. And what is character? A man who is respectful of himself and others, respected. And what creates respected and respectful? It is consistency and commitment. And that's what makes a man trustworthy, because he's consistent and he's committed to himself, meaning creating a discipline within himself. And then he's trustworthy, because a woman can sense that he's not some lofty, up and down, moody, emotional, just ego is just everywhere. He's very consistent, committed, and that character is revered. Now for women, women are revered for high self-worth. That's how women are revered. When a woman holds herself with true dignity and her womb is just radiating something sacred, something creative, society reveres such women. Such women who's using their womb for something to be nurtured, something to be respected, something to be cared for, not something to be dumped into, okay? Dumped into, okay? The world's problems dumped into it. No. Okay, so thank you, and hope this has helped you.